I'm here to present you the XDKI project. So now, again, sorry for the name, which is difficult to spell, okay? And reflects the European Extreme Data and Computing Initiative. So Europe, since many years, been developing the HPC from different sides. And we are trying to converge and have a coordinated part. So the European Commission set up a call including coordinate and support action. And a group of partners, mainly by ETP for HPC and PRAISE, with many other people included, submit a proposal for coordinated development and implementation of a common strategy in European HPC ecosystem. So this is again the same representation, different colors, different positions, but it's representing the three pillars of the HPC ecosystem, including the service provision, the applications, and the technology. At the end, and the objective, is that we are able to have better science, better economy, and better society, improving all of them. So this coordination means that we are just doing coordination. We are looking for the support of all the stakeholders so we can work together, okay? And this is what we are trying to do continuously with this participation and with all the different things we are doing. Again, this is the picture, but it's a bit different than the other ones, okay? So in this one, if I can, related to Jean-Francois, he was including another centers of excellence, the one regarding biomed, okay, which relates to the biomedical engineering, which is a new one. So it's been updated, so it will be a 9 instead of 8. And this is a draw by the European Commission, which is including all the projects that are centers of excellence in the bottom. I will not enter in detail because they has been explaining enough, but it's including as well the FET HPC projects, those that are analyzing the technologies for the future, organized in different groups in compute, interconnect, memory. Those are answers to the previous strategic research agenda of the ATP for HPC. The European Commission has established two support actions, XDCI and Eurolab for HPC. I will be presenting you XDCI, and we are in connection with Eurolab, and Eurolab is looking for the medium-long-term development of the HPC and the IT technologies. We have created this structure, establishing a project that was starting in September 2015. This structure is including a work package which deals with the technology ecosystem, and this is what the ATP is using for the development of the strategic research agenda. The work package 3 is focusing on the application roadmaps. We have a middle one, which is correlating all the work packages, which is transversal vision and strategic perspective. And then we are having 3 additional ones, which are talent, training, education, international liaison, and finally the impact monitoring and tools. Of course, this requires management and this requires dissemination. Different people is managing these work packages, and the participation of French colleagues is quite significant, okay? So I don't want to forget anyone, maybe I'm not forgetting, so this is in some way led by the ATP office. That means that is Jean-Philippe Nominé, but of course Jean-François is presented here. Work Package 3 is led by Stéphane Requena, Agency. Work Package 4 is led by François Baudin, and he is as well the scientific coordinator of the project. And then we are having in Work Package 5 coordinated by EPCC, but then again, Work Package 6, International Liaison, is coordinated by Marcache from, it's difficult for me to spell the ANR, the research agency at France. And then impact monitoring methods and tools is coordinated again by Nominé, Jean-Philippe Nominé. So you can see that you have, in France, a quite involvement on this coordination. I will be presenting right now some slides on the different work packages for you to understand what we are doing, what we have planned. But the objective is not that you can simply say, okay, this is what they are doing, I'm okay. No, we are looking continuously for cooperation. We are trying to identify and to gather input to expose this to the European Commission and to the remaining stakeholders. So, as a normal project, we have established our management office. It's seated in Brussels, so the project is coordinated by PRAISE. And especially important is that we have established a quality assurance process for all the deliverables, because at the end, this is a support action for the European Commission. And all this material will be used for the preparation of the next coming work programs. So we want to make sure that all the work that all you are devoting to this is having good quality. The next is focusing on the technological ecosystem and roadmap to the extreme and pervasive data and computing. This is being explained by Jean-François. So this is part of the development of the strategic research agenda. So what I'm presenting to you is just only highlighting once more that the update of the strategic research agenda is present, is available, and we are looking for feedback and comments on this one, because at the end, the work package through the PPP will include those lines. So you can Google and you can then provide your inputs. But this was the first step of the work package. So this is continuing and coming into further development. Again, I have to insist on the workshop that they are preparing for the extreme scale demonstrators. So the objective is they want to build, they want to understand, and they want to construct this all together. So this is a meeting that they have called with the Centers of Excellence, with the HPC centers and the FET HPC projects to prepare on these details. At the ISC, they are preparing a workshop for the feedback on the strategic research agenda direction. So they are collecting and they will be exposing this to the community. So this is important that all end users, international people, and members of the workshops are participating to this event. This strategic research agenda and work will interact with the other work packages on a meeting that we are organizing in September. So they will be also gathering information from the different working groups. For the application roadmaps toward the exascale, those are the objectives. So this is to build the roadmap for the expectations for the scientific applications. This is the continuation of the PRAISE scientific case to understand how we need to develop the applications and the system to manage those exascale applications. So this is focusing on these different domains, on these different areas. But of course, there are some ingredients that they will be used for building up this new scientific case. So PRAISE has already established a couple of those. In the last one is 2012. It was approved and by the Scientific Steering Committee. And we're having some key recommendations that you can read on the slide, and those are followed. So those are implemented and those are working and continued. A second very important ingredient is the outcome of the ESI2 project. So there were two versions of this project. This project was organized in 5 different working groups with many experts on different domains. Many of them are seated here as well. And they were providing some recommendations that, again, were considered from the Commission to be included for proper financing. I'm not spending details on those because those are available to you here. So how we are planning to do things right now, okay? So we will be creating about 4 working groups with 30 experts or more, depending on the domain. So we are having the names of the different domains. You can see the experts that will be leading these different groups. You can see that they are coming from different countries, different specialities. So some of them coming from France again, because France is quite active on this. And the objective is to provide this scientific aid at the end. So at the bottom, you have the deadlines of the outcome of this information. So it will be a first setup of reports and recommendations available this November. So already some of this information is in cooking, it's in preparation. And the third version of the scientific case will be available November next year. So for the transversal vision and strategic perspective, the objective is to build a global vision of the roadmap. So it's integrating all the different information coming from the strategic research agenda, from the applications on the science, and also gathering the information from the FET HPC, from the centers of excellence, and so on. Important to highlight here, we need to build this ecosystem with the centers of excellence, FET HPC, and the Eurolab for HPC. So this was coming lately to us because it was in competition with us to the call. So we need to build this completely and jointly. But in this work package, we devote special attention to the SMEs because objective is the health of the economy in Europe, and we want to help the SMEs on different topics. Help them to be built, identify what are the technologies of the different projects that they can create new SMEs. So this is to move the complete ecosystem for the development of the economy. We will continue, of course, the recommendations on the, as stated by the ESI. This work package is aggregating all the information of the different ones, and then we'll provide with these final recommendations. So what we are doing so far right now, we want to do coordination, not gathering continuously information. So we have agreed that instead of sending all requests separately by different people on understanding what is coming on, we set up a single questionnaire gathering all the information from the stakeholders. So this is available on the website, so we are looking for you to connect there and to provide this information. We are contacting directly the Eurolab for HPC to make sure that we are coordinating the different work package because they have similar structure and they are tackling similar things. So we want to make sure that we are analyzing the gaps in between both of us. Of course, we are participating in different events, ISC, the European HPC Summit Week, and the BDEC workshops. You can see specifically the next steps, that this is the very short next step. So this is SMEs actions discussions at the Summit Week. We want to start this process, and we want to start building the new set of recommendations on these days. Talent generation, training, education, jobs, it's essential for the development of the ecosystem. I will not insist that we may be lacking of the expertise, of the capacity of the personnel. So those are the objectives that we have considered adequate for the project and for the promotion of the HPC, for the supporting the employees in job specifications, the preparation of the new trainings, and identification of the training providers. So these are how we are analyzing the situation. So we want to promote the importance of HPC skills to young people. We don't consider the HPC is limited to HPC people, but to all domains. We want to create special material for all the personnel, for all the people, science festivals, university visits, etc. So on this, I have a personal view. You know, I am the operations director at Barcelona Supercomputing Center. We are having a supercomputer in the chapel, which is very wide visited. So we, since 2004, we have more than 50,000 visitors. Many of them schools, many of them universities. And providing this material and this information, we really noticed that the increase of demand on the engineering schools and the computer science schools is significant increase. So this is important material, but for making this a good success. You can see that we have prepared already 5 HPC career case studies, so this is available on the web, so you can analyze this at your interest and provide our input for this. We are creating a job center portal for the HPC staff recruitment, so with some descriptions, with some examples, with some index of different positions and different stakeholders by PRAISE, ATP, ESI partners, and so on. And we will be doing a gap analysis on training needs. So we have the PATSIs, the Praise Advanced Training Centers, which are delivering trainings at the European level for the most advanced HPC technologies. But we are also having the national trainings and the different member states. We are having also the regional ones. So we want to understand what are the gaps that are available to provide different trainings. For international liaison, so those are the objectives. So Europe is not a part of the world. This is, of course, trying to connect to the other parts of the world. So we are understanding that on the other work packages, we are coordinating the European side, which is not an easy task, okay? Because every country is having his own interests. So we have to get a single direction, or at least similar directions. So this work package is coordinating the participation with relevant stakeholders in different international events. You can see here that we are coordinated with SPXA, the Belmont Forum, with the DG Connect, and we are one of the partners of the BDEC, the Big Data and Exascale Computing Initiative, which is coordinated by EU, US, and Japan. So this is an event that is organized every year, which is including the analysis of the different roadmaps of the different regions on the world. And this is also a way that we are gathering the situation on the different countries, and we are identifying whether we are having some distance to them. So you can see here we are having opportunities to identify what is the outcome of the FET-HPC projects. We want to share this information with similar projects or different communities worldwide to expose this to them. We want to support the FET-HPC for the Federation of the International Contacts to avoid that the FET-HPC are spending a lot of energies on this, so we can coordinate, we help them support on this. And we will be identifying tools for doing these relationships. We will be doing this as well with our dissemination work package. In our dissemination work package, we will be participating in different events, and we will be opening our capacities to the different projects so they cannot expend that much effort on participating in important conferences and events. Impact monitoring work package, so it's necessary, it's evident that we need to find and to have tools that allows the decision making in relation to the European HPC ecosystem, and to identify if the strategy that we are implementing and we are suggesting is progressing well. So we are gathering and we are building these indicators, key performance indicators, joined with PRAISE and the ATP, and also including the inputs from the FET-HPC and the Centers of Excellence. So we will be having this information decided, public, updated continuously for the different indicators, and then being able to use this information. So you can see that we are already having some actions on this, and it's already available on the website. Here is an example of some KPIs that has been defined already between the European Commission and the ATP for HPC inside the CPPP for evaluating the effects of the HPC ecosystem in the economy. So global market share, number of jobs created, the utilization of HPC, dissemination and awareness. So those are the lists that we are building right now, we are agreeing on, and this will be used for later evaluation on the performance. For dissemination, which is the last but not least important, we have established our website, which is available on the site. This is always a problem for a project to establish website, because the project started in September, and then since a month we didn't have the website. But you need time for developing this. So this is completed. It's including all the information, so please have a look at it and analyze the information related. So we are participating in these events, as I mentioned. We are organizing some workshops I'm coming later to this. And we are offering, for example, in our participation in the ISC conference and in the supercomputing conference, where we are having a booth place, we will be offering the opportunities to the different stakeholders to share some space with us, some dissemination material, so we can offer this for the international community. We have been asked by the European Commission to organize the European HPC Summit Week, because they were considering that the full ecosystem was not having a single opportunity to meet and to share all experiences. So this is what we are organizing in Prague, 9 to 12 May. You are welcome, you are invited. So far, this is a first edition of this conference. It's including many workshops and many conferences. So far right now is including the XDCI workshop, where we will be explaining in detail the different findings that we have observed so far. We are organizing also the praise days within this HPC Summit Week. This is for 2 days with the most users and the most technology people and industry that's been using this technology so far, the praise systems. And the ATP for HPC is organizing the exascale demonstrator workshops. In this week, we are organizing our second workshop, where we are calling together the FET HPC, not readable, it's on the web page. We are organizing the second edition, in which we are calling the FET HPC projects and the centers of excellence to answer some of the questions we issued them on the first edition of this workshop that we had in Rome in September. At that time, the projects, Centers of Excellence and FET HPC, were at the time to start. Now they have been running for 8 months, and we want to understand what are the services they are providing, what is the result of their dissemination, what are the plans for the next future, and how they are planning to interact with the other parts of the ecosystem. So this, differently than the workshop in Rome, this will be an open workshop, and you are welcome to register and to participate in the event. So this is happening on the 9th and 10th of May in Prague. And with this, I'm concluding the presentation, insisting that we are looking for cooperation and coordination. So just let us know if we are missing some of your interest on our work. Thank you very much.